I think controlling, regulating weapons is something that our government should do, but I don't think it's a federal issue. I think that states should be the one who are in charge of policing their own citizens and controlling the gun rights that citizens have.
I think it's clear that we need to do something, but I don't know, there's evidence that more control works, there's evidence that less control works, but I think it's just important to find a plan that's going to work for America.
Well, I absolutely think there should be stricter regulation that could be in the form of background checks. The argument that background checks will eventually lead to the repeal of the Second Amendment, I don't think is grounded in any reality. And the reason for that is the rights guaranteed in the Bill of Rights are not absolute. They never have been. The First Amendment, freedom of speech, has restrictions on it. You can't, there's no defamation, fighting words are restricted. So the Second Amendment, while not being repealed, can have restrictions on it and it still be legal.
I've shot guns before and it's fun to shoot guns. It's kind of like an empowering feeling. So I don't like the idea of the government telling me that I can't own something. But at the same time, if I moved into a neighborhood, I wouldn't want to move next to somebody who owned like 13 assault rifles and a rocket-propelled grenade launcher.
For me, the more regulation, especially in early urban areas, the better, because they make me really uncomfortable, and in terms of home invasion, I'm not sure how often they help and how often they wind up in tragic accidents. In rural areas, I mean, the Second Amendment is important too, but I do think that there are stricter rules that are needed, especially with a lot of the sort of larger caliber weaponry that people think is cool, but they really don't need.
Well, I mean, coming from England, the easiest thing that we have is that, I mean, this was almost 20 years ago now, it was a terrible disaster in Dunblane, and there was such huge public outcry. Immediately everyone said we should ban guns, there's no legitimate need for them. The only thing is that, of course, in England there weren't that many guns to begin with. But, you know, looking at it from pure statistics, it clearly worked. You know, it was clearly extremely effective, like gun crimes down to horrifically low levels.